I never imagined that the day I was supposed to celebrate love and new beginnings would turn into a public spectacle of betrayal and shattered dreams. My name is Claire, and from the moment I learned that my father lost his beloved wife when I was 16, my world was painted in shades of sorrow and resilience. My father devoted himself entirely to raising me and my younger sister. Claire Ann and I clung to the hope that our family would always be united by love and honesty. That hope was challenged when my stepmother, Amanda, entered our lives. At first, I was resistant. No one could ever replace my mother. But Amanda never tried to take her place. Instead, she positioned herself as a supportive friend, someone who helped me pick out prom dresses, offered college advice, and lent an ear when I needed to talk about relationships. Over time, I began to consider her family. 4 years ago, I met Henry at work. He was everything I had ever hoped for. Successful, charming, and the kind of person who could light up an entire room with his smile. What struck me most was how effortlessly he blended into our family. He bonded with my father over golf, chatted with Claire Ann about her favorite reality shows, and even formed a connection with Amanda through their shared love of yoga and meditation. After 2 years of dating, Henry proposed during a family trip, and for a brief, shining moment, I believed that our future would be built on trust and shared dreams. But nothing lasts forever. 2 days before our wedding, when I was still reveling in the promise of a new life, everything unraveled. My cousin Ben, one of Henry's groomsmen, pulled me aside in a quiet, trembling voice that sent shivers down my spine. He showed me a video he had secretly recorded during Henry's bachelor party. The grainy footage revealed a side of Henry I had never seen before. Drunk and brazen, he boasted about an affair with Amanda, describing in excruciating detail how their tryst had begun at last year's Christmas party. He went on to admit that his proposal was nothing but a ruse to conceal their year-long betrayal. In that moment, the floor beneath me seemed to crumble. I could hardly breathe as the reality of their deception crashed down upon me. I spent that night in a daze, my mind racing as Ben and I dug deeper. We recovered deleted text messages between Henry and Amanda. Hundreds of exchanges where they meticulously planned secret meetings at hotels, claiming she was attending yoga classes. I even visited one of the hotels. The manager recognized them and allowed me to review security footage of Henry and Amanda checking in together, again and again. The evidence was overwhelming, a nightmarish montage that confirmed my worst fears. While I had been working extra hours to save for our wedding, my fiancé had been betraying me with the very woman who I had come to trust as a friend and a mentor. The day of the wedding arrived, and I made a decision that would forever alter the course of my life. Instead of walking down the aisle in the pristine white dress I had painstakingly chosen, I arrived in jeans and an old t-shirt. As I stepped into the venue, the atmosphere shifted. The air was thick with confused whispers and stunned looks. Amanda rushed over, her eyes wide with panic as she tried to pull me away, insisting that something was wrong and that we could fix it. Henry, for his part, looked nervous, his charm replaced by an anxious, almost desperate calm. With my heart pounding like a war drum, I took my place at the altar. When it was time for the vows, I discreetly signaled to the AV technician we had hired. Instead of the carefully curated wedding video, the screen behind the altar lit up with the damning footage from Henry's bachelor party. Every shocking detail echoed through the speakers. The drunken boasts, the vile confessions, the meticulous planning of secret rendezvous. Then, one after the other, security footage from hotels and screenshots of text messages were displayed for all 200 guests to see. The room erupted into chaos. Guests screamed and cried, while some recorded the unfolding nightmare on their phones. In the midst of the pandemonium, I saw my father collapse, his face pale and contorted by shock, and I knew that the betrayal had struck a blow that no one could ever mend. After the chaos subsided, whispers began to spread. Some guests criticized me, saying I had gone too far and should have handled the situation privately. But I had endured over a year of lies and humiliation, and I knew that if Henry and Amanda had wanted their affair to remain hidden, they should have never underestimated my determination to reveal the truth. In that moment, as I stood alone on the altar with shattered dreams and a broken family, I realized that the truth required witnesses. It demanded to be seen, no matter how painful the consequences. In the days that followed, my father remained in the hospital under observation, the stress of betrayal taking a heavy toll on his already fragile health. Amanda had disappeared from our home, leaving no word of apology, and Henry continued to call and text me, begging for a chance to explain himself. I blocked his number on every platform, refusing to let his lies touch me again. My sister Claire, devastated by the unfolding disaster, stayed with me because she refused to be alone in a house haunted by the memories of that horrific day. Together, we tried to piece our lives back together, but every family dinner, every holiday, every seemingly happy memory was now tainted by the knowledge that our lives had been built on a foundation of deception. I moved to a new apartment in a different part of town, changed my phone number, and blocked Henry and Amanda from my life entirely. Some people said that I had gone too far with the public exposure, that I should have handled it privately, but I do not regret my actions. I spent years disregarding red flags, hoping that the ideal family life I longed for was real. Now, the truth is out, and they can no longer hide behind the facade of family unity and love. Yet even as I try to rebuild my life, the memories of that day haunt me. Every time I see my father's empty hospital bed or hear my sister's quiet sobs late at night, I am reminded of the betrayal that cut deeper than I ever imagined. The scars are deep, and the healing is slow. But I have learned that sometimes the only way to move forward is to expose the truth, no matter how painful it is. I have learned that true strength lies not in ignorance or denial, but in the courage to confront deception head-on, even when it means shattering the illusion of a perfect family. In the months following my wedding, I have faced a new wave of challenges. Henry, unable to escape the weight of his betrayal, began to propagate his own version of events. He claimed that his drunken confessions at the bachelor party were nothing more than jokes, and that I was overreacting. His family supported his lies, and even his mother called me, accusing me of ruining her son's life over a misunderstanding. I blocked her number without hesitation, knowing that I could not allow their toxic influence back into my life. Then there were the repercussions for Amanda. One day, while I was trying to process the events in solitude, I received a call from a relative who informed me that Amanda had left my father for her yoga instructor, a 35-year-old man she had met on a retreat. It was a final, crushing blow. Her betrayal had extended far beyond our family. She had ruined lives, exploited trust, and left behind a trail of broken promises. My father, already suffering from high blood pressure and insomnia, now had to grapple with the reality that his new wife had become a predator, preying on the vulnerable and the unsuspecting. The fallout spread like wildfire. A video of Henry's bachelor party confession went viral on LinkedIn, and his reputation in the investment firm crumbled as his colleagues and clients turned their backs on him. He was dismissed without severance pay, his dreams of success evaporating into thin air. Amanda, on the other hand, was left with nothing but the remnants of her stolen wealth. She had emptied joint accounts, taken family heirlooms that once belonged to my mother, and disappeared into the shadows with her ill-gotten gains. Even my sister Claire, who had always looked up to me for guidance, began to question whether any happy memory they had shared was ever genuine. or if every family dinner had been tainted by secret rendezvous and lies. I have since made it my mission to support my father and Claire as we navigate this storm of betrayal. I visit my father every day, watching as he pores over old photographs and family recordings in his study, trying to piece together the man he once was before the betrayal. My sister Claire, now growing more independent as she excels in college and reconnects with friends, finds solace in knowing that at least one person in our shattered family still stands for truth. I have moved into my new apartment and changed my phone number, determined to start over and leave the painful memories behind. Yet, every time I try to build a new life, I am haunted by the questions. Were the moments of laughter and connection we once shared real, or were they mere opportunities for Amanda and Henry to hide their deceit? I have learned that sometimes the truth requires witnesses, and that when toxic people hide behind a facade of family unity and love, they deserve to have their true colors exposed. Though some people say I went too far with the public exposure, I believe that after enduring over a year of lies and humiliation, my family deserved every second of public scrutiny. If they wanted privacy, they should have thought of that before betraying me and our family so thoroughly. Now, as I reflect on everything that has transpired, I find myself standing at a crossroads. My father remains in the hospital under observation, his health a constant reminder of the cost of betrayal. Amanda has not returned home since that fateful day, and Henry continues to call and text me, begging for a chance to explain himself. A chance I have denied him by blocking his number on every platform. My sister Claire stays with me, her presence a small beacon of hope amid the darkness of our shared past. I am trying to piece my life back together, but I am left grappling with the realization that every happy memory from the past few years, family dinners, vacations, holidays, even the small moments of togetherness like watching TV, were built on a foundation of lies and deceit. I have moved to a new apartment in a different part of town, changed my phone number, and cut off every connection to Henry and Amanda. Some say I went too far with the public exposure, that I should have handled the situation quietly. But I do not regret it. I have learned that sometimes the truth requires witnesses, and that sometimes the only way to deal with toxic people is to shed light on their actions for all to see. I spent years ignoring the red flags because I wanted to believe in the ideal family life, but now I know better. I know that no matter how deeply you want to believe in love and unity, you must always trust your instincts. I stand at the edge of a new beginning, free from the tangled web of lies that once threatened to consume me. Though the memories of that fateful wedding day still echo in my heart, my father lying unconscious in the hospital, from the shock, the undeniable truth of Henry and Amanda's betrayal now laid bare before 200 stunned guests, I have reclaimed my voice and my future. In exposing their affair, I did more than just reveal a secret. I shattered the carefully constructed illusion that had kept my family trapped in deceit. Now, as Henry struggles with a reputation ruined by his own indiscretions, and Amanda is forced to confront the isolation of her selfish choices, I feel a bittersweet relief. The pain of betrayal will always leave scars, but each scar is a testament to the strength I discovered when I refused to live under false pretenses. I have learned that true healing comes not from silence, but from the courage to reveal even the most painful truths, and that no one can hide from karma forever. What about you? Have you ever been forced to expose a betrayal? To stand alone against those you once trusted? How did you turn that heartbreak into the power to rebuild your life? I invite you to share your stories and insights, to join me in a conversation where every wound becomes a lesson, and every truth uncovered lights the way to a brighter future. Let's build a community where our shared experiences inspire us to live honestly and fearlessly. What does it mean to you to reclaim your self-worth after being betrayed? And how have you found the strength to move forward? Your voices matter, and I look forward to hearing your thoughts as we navigate this journey together.